So this is a brief rundown on the layout sheets that are to be filled out by the properties. These are all hosted in one area by our group. They're actually just right in the dummies folder. Most people kind of know where that is. It's where the budgets are linked in PageTrack and so on and so forth. And here's all the papers that we currently have in there. To start out with, when these are being submitted to the Layout Center, all you need to do is copy this link. This yellow note here pretty much explains when we would need it. So once the retail ad display export has been run, all the proper areas are filled out and there's no more changes being done to this. Then you'd go ahead and open up your layout submission form and you would just copy this address, and this is the link we'd just go straight to and start working on it. Over here are your quick links. This is a layout submission form, template change form, layout dummy folder. If there's any other links that properties need, they can just let us know and we'll add them in. And honestly, if there's anything, even if it's aesthetic, if you guys want something changed, we can definitely update it for you. Down here, just extra notes for the Layout Center if something doesn't fit here, or just a general rule of thumb. I know some of them we're adding our own notes on just to help, because we have a separate area for notes and we're trying to kind of get away from that. So when we're building layouts, we only have basically one area to look at with all the information instead of having multiple things open to do layouts. So also, one thing to mention is please do not ever change the file name up here. It might create a copy somewhere. And please don't, change the location where these are at. Don't save this somewhere else and then send it to us or anything like that. These really shouldn't be changed. They just get filled out and then they get sent. And then, each week you just refill out what you need. Mitchell Republic, I'm going to use it as an example because Lori Hanson does a really good job filling this out for us with all the proper information we need. So we're a lot less likely to have to go back and make changes or whatever. Down here, excuse me, these are all the different publication days. Friday e-edition. They only have a Wednesday and Saturday print edition, so of course those are larger. Monday e-edition, they still prefer 2 sections. Obviously everything is in color, so she marks everything in color that she needs. So we'll go back to this Wednesday print one and start going through these. So what we're kind of hoping that other properties fill out are the areas in gray, which would, right at the top, issue date. So when this is getting filled out, we would really love if people updated that. Volume and edition number. For the most part, your volume number should be there, for a year or whatever. Edition number, if this isn't something you're already sending to the Layout Center, then it's more than likely handled outside of our group with like the Design Hub. Layout Center only updates edition numbers if it's provided for us. So, if it's something Design Hub does, we usually put a little note for something. But if it's something you're sending to us, this is where we would prefer it's put. Class estimate, she usually fills out, estimating 2 pages with, 6 inches overflow. And then, who did the retail ad export and who filled out the form. So right away, for their Wednesday edition, they have typically an A and a B book. So once they kind of figure out, this should actually say 12. Once they figure out, how many pages they have, and it's really something that news and advertising should get together first. Layout Center, typically, we try not to get involved with those decisions. It's not something we should be included in. This is all up to the property. They should know their advertising numbers. how much space they want just for news and so on. So it's really up to the property to let us know, how many pages do you want this built for? Once they know that, then they can kind of go in, and there's an index key here that kind of shows what we see on our end when we're building your layouts. We use typically section codes that are, 2 to 4 letters long. And there's just a very brief description. Obviously, we didn't want to put like too elaborate of descriptions because it would take up the whole sheet. But if there's ever a time someone wants to see what's actually on that template, just let us know and we can send like a screenshot or whatever. So yeah, this is kind of a rundown. So obviously, right away, the front index code, that's the one they want us to use. That's front Wednesday, $2. Page 2, page 3, OP Wednesday, that's their editorial basically. So yeah, and the reason we do this with index codes is we were having a lot of issues in the past with publications where they would be very vague, and it kind of became a guessing game on our end as to exactly what template they wanted, and it's just more back and forth with changes. And so I think this is pretty straightforward, and this, we're hoping kind of puts the power back into the property's hands as far as telling us exactly what they want, because all we're doing is just building this for you guys. So yeah, so A section 12, and then they fill out the colors that they can use and they're expecting to use. Now some properties are very, very specific with their ads. They sometimes, like West Central Tribune, Bemidji Pioneer, they will put every single ad on here. And Bemidji even sends us, a separate document showing how they want their ads stacked. So it's up to the property, if they just want to let us loose and put things where we think they should go. But we do recommend putting as much, as possible in the little notes and specific ads to be placed area. Or even, things where there's no ads. It always helps for people to drop that in there. It's so easy for us when we have ad placer on to just drop ads, So this is really helpful. And even a note saying, no more than half a page of ads, no more than a quarter page of ads, things like that. So yeah, once you get those all settled and taken care of, that's pretty much all there is to it. And then you just submit it. And up here too, if there's something that you see like, oh, I thought we had a template for this, or we want a new template, that's something then where you would go down to your quick links and you'd put in a template change form, and then we'd get that added in. Some things that we notice with with how the spreadsheets are set up is, they're all cells, and sometimes copying and pasting doesn't work the greatest with them. So it works best to just type the information in. If you are copying and pasting, let me see if I can find an example of something here. So I'm going to go I'll open the Dickinson Press. I'm just going to copy this text right here that says front. Now I'm going to go back to Mitchell. So I'm just going to pretend that's an ad, and I'm going to click here, and I'm just going to Control V and paste it. So you can see what it does to the different boxes. So you can do two things. You can either shift and select all these and then go up here to unite them to merge the cells again, and then it's fine. Or to avoid that entirely, if you just click on this cell and then go up to the top where it has this little FX, just paste the information in right there. Then it doesn't do that. We've we've had people kind of copy and paste a lot of stuff over, and it's actually kind of messed up the spreadsheet. So, I mean, if that ever happens and you guys can't fix it on your own, just let us know and we'll go in and make it pretty again. We sometimes just do it if we see things are a little out of whack anyways. But yeah, other than that, like I said, if there's anything you guys want changed or even aesthetic stuff, like just let us know if you want more information put on here. That's fine too. Um, maybe you want different colors. It's totally up to you guys. The only thing Layout Center is asking for is just that everything kind of gets filled out before sending it to us. And that's pretty much it. Thank you.